welcome everybody to Friday Night Smackdown. We do have a couple big announcements before we start this edition of Friday Night Smackdown. As you guys know, coming out of the Royal Rumble, we saw Mark Henry from Monday Night Raw walk out the winner. He's challenging Monday Night Raw's champion to a match at WrestleMania. Also, Becky Lynch from SmackDown. She has won the Royal Rumble for a second time. Congratulations to Becky. But she has decided to go after Charlotte Flair, the Women's World Champion, there on Monday Night Raw as well. Which leads us into a predicament of what happens to the undisputed WWE Champion, as well as the Women's Champion here on SmackDown. Well, you're going to see something very similar to what Monday Night Raw has got going on. So on Friday Night Smackdown tonight, we have already handpicked 3 superstars that have made it for the men's Elimination Chamber. It will be a total of 6 men in that Elimination Chamber. The winner of that Elimination Chamber will take on John Cena at WrestleMania. The 3 superstars that have already been handpicked to be in that Elimination Chamber matchup is Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Braun Breaker. We will have 3 other matches tonight in the men's division to determine who will join those 3 gentlemen, as it will be Damian Priest versus Logan Paul tonight, AJ Styles versus Bronson Reed, as well as Finn Balor takes on Wyatt Six's own Uncle Howdy. Staying in the women's division, ladies and gentlemen, the same thing is going to be happening for Io Sky's championship, a #1 contenders elimination chamber to determine who Io Sky will be defending her championship up against. The 3 ladies that have already qualified in their matchup, or I should say handpicked, are Rhea Ripley, Asuka, and the woman that made her WWE return after a long time, a long hiatus, AJ Lee, will be a part of that matchup as well. And now, with an already star-studded field, that means we're going to have 3 matches for the women's side of things tonight, as it's going to be Nikki Bella, the Fearless One, taking on Alexa Bliss. Also later on tonight, Victoria, a WWE Hall of Famer. She recently was at the Royal Rumble. She is here on SmackDown. She'll be taking on Kairi Sane, as well as in the main event, Becky Lynch, the Women's Intercontinental Champion, takes on Jordynne Grace as well. And also one more thing to add to that already jam-packed Elimination Chamber match. We are going to see Sheamus defend his Intercontinental Championship inside of the Elimination Chamber. And joining Sheamus will be Penta, the newly crowned European Champion, Carmelo Hayes, Dominic Mysterio, Ilya Dragunov, and Chad Gable, all inside of the Elimination Chamber. And with that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into some highly anticipated action to kick us off here on SmackDown. And now, ladies and gentlemen, big words there from Nick Aldis, ladies and gentlemen, especially to kick us off here, as you got Mr. YouTube sensation himself, Logan Paul, social media megastar, being a part of this quote-unquote, I wouldn't call it a tournament, but more like qualifying for the Elimination Chamber. Still big news for all people involved in these matches tonight. Very similar to what we saw on Monday Night Raw, different types of matches, but this time around it is in the terms of having it for the not only the men's undisputed WWE Championship, that the winner goes on to face John Cena at WrestleMania, but also Io Sky. Certainly, both sides of those matches, man, the star-studded power in that match is absolutely amazing. And certainly adds a little bit of variety in that as well. Big question is also for, Logan Paul, Damian Priest. The big opportunity for both these men, especially Logan Paul, trying to find his opportunity here on SmackDown. Also, Damian Priest, trying to find his way into the WWE Championship picture. What better way than getting yourself an opportunity, not only defeating Logan Paul tonight, but going on to the Elimination Chamber inside of that cell, that massive chamber, and trying to survive 5 other men that are wanting to go on to WrestleMania and retire John Cena. Because John Cena, he's done at WrestleMania. So we're gonna see, man. Could Damian Priest, the man, the Punisher, can he get the job done not only tonight but get himself into the chamber? It's gonna be a star-studded matchup inside the Elimination Chamber. It will not be easy. You are gonna have to risk your life inside of that chamber just to get that opportunity to. But the build-up to the chamber right now. These guys fought hard inside of the Royal Rumble matchup, but now we're in the same week. You got Elimination Chamber. Their bodies will not be 100% walking out of it, and they're going to have to make what's due of it, essentially, because Elimination Chamber, and then after this Smackdown, we're going to be 3 weeks away from WrestleMania. So it moves very quickly this year for Universe Mode. As the referee rings the bell, here we go. Damian Priest versus Logan Paul. And starting off early with those big strikes. Damian Priest now. Goodness, what a forearm strike. And now might be looking for a choke slam early on, maybe. Nope, he's just going to go ground and pound on Logan Paul here. And do you blame him? Try to outpower Logan Paul. Certainly a great way to do it. You gotta be careful though. Logan Paul, very wily superstar, and what I mean by that is, you give him an inch, he's going to take you for a mile. The scumbag will do anything in his power to one-up his opponent. It is a beautiful moonsault, though. You do have to give credit to Logan Paul, though. This man, he has barely been in this business, but he has caught on. His wrestling is right there. His promo skills are right there. Certainly got to give it to him for a man that's willing to put his time and effort into WWE and just wrestling in general. That is, you love to see that. And in the terms of training and everything, he's taken this business certainly a lot better than some people have ever taken it. At least understanding it quickly and grasping it a lot better than others. As Priest with a big old knee strike, and Damian Priest, he's already taken down the straps. The big man is ready to put the matchup away. Damian Priest looking for a South of Heaven chokeslam to Logan Paul. Are we already done with the first matchup of the evening? 2.5. 2.5. How much more can Logan Paul take early on here? As now we got a cross arm breaker here. Logan Paul in a bad situation, but it looks like he might be able to get out of it. And Priest does not want to take any more of those punches, unprotected at least, because those are going to, add up after a while. But for the most part right now, Priest has one-up Logan Paul this whole entire time. Logan Paul does not know what has hit him, as Logan Paul able to roll out the way. Now Logan Paul going to look to go to work here. Big punches right here to the midsection. And that's what might get Logan Paul back inside of this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Slowly getting himself with those punches. I mean, we saw the strikes to the midsection just now. I mean, certainly if you can't breathe, certainly you can't do much, especially in a wrestling ring, as Logan Paul turns Damian Priest inside out. Look like he just got ran over by a semi. He is not moving. Now Logan Paul. He's going to get hit with an hard Irish whip right into the barricade. Referee being very lenient inside the ring, letting these two gentlemen just beat the snot out of each other. Certainly Nick Aldis probably giving these referees, a situation, telling them, hey, let these guys wrestle it out, let them do their thing. That's Logan Paul with a nice drop kick. Back and forth we go. Logan Paul in a big time clothesline as well, trying to keep himself in this matchup as much as possible. As Logan Paul looking for the frog splash. Frog splash out of nowhere. Will that give Logan Paul the victory tonight? 2.5. Very close. Logan Paul slowly but surely keeping himself in this matchup. Is now Logan Paul. Another moonsault off the middle rope there. And this is what I was talking about Logan Paul. You give him enough time in this matchup to continue to stay in this matchup. It's only a matter of time where he's able to hit you with a knockout blow. And if I'm Logan Paul, I wouldn't. As you could tell just seconds ago, he was striking the hell out of Damian Priest, but I don't know if Damian Priest is the man you want to get in a striking battle with. It's a nice counter. Insiguri takes down Mr. Logan Paul. Is now Priest setting up Logan Paul here with a big spear to the outside. Crowd is on their feet with this a big edition of SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. This is the go-home show of SmackDown. We're looking to see who is going to be joining the already star-studded field for John Cena's #1 contenders, undisputed WWE contenders matchup is what I'm trying to say. But certainly, yeah, you got Cody Rhodes, you got CM Punk and Braun Breaker. Which one of these guys will join that field? And also, it's going to depend on who is lucky enough to get the last spot. Doesn't mean they're going to win, but certainly, the longer the matchup goes for the person that comes out last, you think it'd favor them. As, oh, look at this. Logan Paul, ever cocky, confident. Is he going to get it? No. Priest able to kick out. And now what else does Logan Paul need to do? As Damian Priest getting up to his feet here. Logan Paul, let's see what he's thinking. Springboard crossbody. Turning Priest inside out. Now Paul, what is he thinking? He's probably thinking about maybe grabbing a weapon there, possibly. You just never know with some of these superstars, but when you're in that moment, it's like, okay, maybe, obviously I can't do that in this situation because it's going to cost me. Is now Logan Paul going to look to go high risk here, ladies and gentlemen, from the high risk district. Elbow once again connecting. This time, going to go with the hook of the leg. Referee right there in position. Oh, very close, but again, 2.5. Logan Paul may need to pull out some strikes as a 5-star frog splash from the second rope. Was that enough this time? It is! Logan Paul with a big win and actually coming back in this matchup. Didn't even need to hit his knockout signature punch. He did not need to use that tonight to defeat a man like Damian Priest. And honestly, for me, I consider that an upset. Logan Paul really hasn't been used as much as of late here on SmackDown. Damian Priest has, and just like that though, Damian Priest loses the match against Logan Paul. So Logan Paul will join CM Punk, Braun Breaker, and Cody Rhodes inside of that Elimination Chamber, and we'll see who joins them later on tonight. AJ Styles versus Bronson Reed, as well as Finn Balor and Uncle Howdy inside of that Elimination Chamber. As look at that frog splash from the second rope. That was all she wrote, just targeting the midsection. Those strikes added up for Logan Paul tonight. And you can only imagine if Logan Paul goes on to take on John Cena at WrestleMania, we'll never hear the end of that. But ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the women's side of things. Very competitive first qualifying matchup. Let's see what the women's side of things looks like tonight as Alexa Bliss takes on Nikki Bella. Two legends going at it here tonight live on SmackDown. Only one of them can go on to the Elimination Chamber. And for the women's side of things, you have Rhea Ripley, Asuka, and AJ Lee. AJ Lee made her WWE return at the Royal Rumble, coming out at number 30. She did not win the Royal Rumble, but AJ Lee coming back, and it looks like at least she is representing here at SmackDown side of things. So does that fully mean she is signed to SmackDown? You know, I mean, nothing's official. Nick Aldis didn't say it when he announced AJ Lee, but maybe he's keeping that closer to his chest. It certainly could be a Legends contract. You just never know, but it'll be great to see AJ Lee there live in just a couple nights there at the Elimination Chamber. And here comes the fearless Nikki Bella making her way down to the ring. Nikki Bella recently was on SmackDown, took on Jordynne Grace in a one-on-one contest, a very competitive contest with Nikki Bella getting that win. We'll see if Nikki Bella can use her wrestling ability tonight to pick up a big win once again over Alexa Bliss. I mean, there was times in that matchup I thought Jordynne Grace was going to be able to pick up a massive win over Nikki Bella. Just came up a bit short, unfortunately, for herself. And, you know, for Jordynne Grace, she gets herself another opportunity tonight. But it's in the main event this time as she takes on the Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch in a non-title qualifying Elimination Chamber match. Charles Robinson ringing the bell, and Nikki Cross already starting off the match pretty hot here. Collar elbow type, little feeling out process between both of these legendary superstars. Alexa Bliss one day will bound to be, I believe, a first ballot Hall of Famer with the amount of stuff that she's accomplished in her career. Obviously, Nikki Bella, fearless one at that, certainly one of the better superstars that we've seen over the years. And, people are saying, oh, yeah, she was with, John Cena, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, still, Nikki Bella certainly has done quite a lot for the business herself and her sister. Good old-fashioned twin magic. But just going back to these two women, they've transcended this business, and they've only gotten better. And certainly, these women have wanted more time for these women to, get as much time as what the men do. And slowly but surely over the years, you have seen that. And certainly a lot of people are believing that it's switched to the women are getting more time than the men. A complete opposite building of what WWE has obviously gone through since they first started back in the day. And now Nikki Bella just wrenching in the shoulder in the arm area there of Alexa Bliss, as here comes Nikki Bella with a running knee right to the jugular. To the corner we go. Big time moment here for Nikki Bella, looking to go maybe high risk here possibly. Nope. She's going to not do that as she tosses her off the top rope. Very smart there by Nikki Bella. Is this enough? No, just a 1 count. Very close to a 2, but still plenty left in the tank. Now this is where Nikki Bella has to continue to put the pedal to the metal. You cannot allow Alexa Bliss to get any more time back in this matchup. These heavy strikes there from Nikki Bella. I'm going to turn it into a swinging neck breaker. And that is going to hurt. And see what Alexa Bliss did, rolling out of the ring, doing herself a veteran maneuver, just trying to slow down things as much as possible. And right now, she kind of has to right now just to get herself back in this matchup. It has been a struggle, at least early on for her. And if Bliss needs to, slow down the match, headlocks, anything to slow down the matchup, I think Alexa Bliss is smart enough to do that to get herself back in this said matchup. As we continue this tournament, ladies and gentlemen, there's not a tournament, but more of a qualifying set of matches. Coming up next, you have AJ Styles, who is a part of the Judgment Day. He is in action against the big man, Bronson Reed. Coming up here next, as well as later on tonight, another Judgment Day matchup, Finn Balor versus Uncle Howdy. Really looking forward to seeing how that's going to turn out, as Nikki Bella able to move out the way just briefly to not get hit with that flying cross body it looked like was going to be. Alexa Bliss, oh goodness, okay. Certainly a very innovative way to try to hit a running drop kick, as Alexa Bliss flying off the top rope right there to the lower back of Nikki Bella. Charles Robinson right there for the pinfall. Will that be enough? No. 2.5. Nikki Bella still staying in it. And if you're Alexa Bliss, you cannot get frustrated. There's going to be a lot of back and forth in this matchup. You got to keep Nikki Bella at the wayside as a Bella Buster out of nowhere puts down Alexa Bliss. Is that enough to put away Miss Alexa Bliss? No, it is not. 2.5. And same thing for Nikki. You can't get frustrated either. It's going to be a back and forth matchup. These women know each other quite well, as now Bella has her up. Alexa Bliss trying to fight for her life, and she is able to slip out of it. And now Alexa Bliss, bam, spiking her on her head. Vicious DDT. Is that enough to advance? No, it is not again. 2.5. How much more can you take? It's a double knees to the midsection. Once, but twice as well. Why not? And that's going to set up Alexa Bliss. Going to look for Twisted Bliss from the top. Twisted Bliss, but no. Nikki Bella had it well scouted, moved out the way. And now we'll see what Nikki Bella can do to Alexa Bliss here. Kick to the midsection. Here we go. Ooh, DDT. A little different variation of what we saw from Alexa Bliss just moments ago. And now, what does Nikki Bella have in store from the top rope? Not playing around anymore. Flying drop kick, turning Alexa Bliss inside out. Pinfall opportunity. Oh no, just a 1 count though. These women know how big this opportunity is to go to Perth, Australia in just a couple days' time and challenge for that, or at least become the #1 contender for Io Sky's championship. Big knee reversal from Nikki Bella. Has her in the corner. Nikki Bella trying to gain some speed here, and she does with that forearm strike. And also part of this qualifying match is it'll be great to see Victoria. Welcome her to Smackdown. For the most part, I believe back in the day, long time ago, she was part of the Raw roster. I don't remember ever. Maybe she was part of Smackdown in the late 2000s, probably 2000, 2009, 2008 maybe? I feel like she's been on both brands. Some of you guys might be able to say something about that, but I think she has experience on both brands. But just at the end of the day, it's great to have Victoria back here in WWE and part of the qualifying matches for the Elimination Chamber. Both these women putting on an absolute clinic for you guys at the end of the day. It's a nice missile drop kick from the top rope. Who is going to be able to outlast the other one? Alexa Bliss of the Wyatt Six, or can the Nikki Bella from the Bella Army get herself a massive win tonight? Alexa Bliss telling her to get up to her feet. Alexa Bliss, Sister Abigail. Is that enough? 1, 2. No, a huge kick out. Not enough to put her down just yet. And now Alexa from the second rope. Oh, going for Meteora. Didn't work out. Nikki Bella makes her pay. Bella Buster again. And I think Alexa Bliss has been busted wide open. I think it's on the right side of her face. We don't have the best visual at the moment. It does not matter. She's able to kick out as, oh my goodness, yep. Right in the forehead area as well. Oh my goodness. That Bella Buster really messed up her, and it might mess up her chances as Nikki Bella puts her down. Big time Bella takedown. Is this it? 2, 3. Nikki Bella, undefeated ever since coming back to WWE, part of the Smackdown brand, pardon me. Knocking off Jordynne Grace a couple weeks ago, and then tonight, defeating Alexa Bliss to get herself inside the Elimination Chamber. So you got AJ Lee, Rhea Ripley, Asuka, and Nikki Bella. All 4 inside of that Elimination Chamber. That's already star-studded, but you have the 4 potential superstars to be added to this matchup. There's a big chance that, you know, someone very underrated in that matchup very well could walk out the winner, or someone that's been around a long time. You just never know. Big win though for Nikki Bella. She thinks this one last run that she has in her is going to be the one that gets her that championship. We'll have to wait and see how that's going to pan out though. It's a strong kick out at that point, but Nikki Bella would bam face buster. That's the one that would bust her wide open. Eventually would hit her with a rack attack 2.0 of sorts, just a little different maneuver. Bam, take her down. And just like that, Nikki Bella walks out winner. She is going to Perth in just 2 days' time. Congratulations to Nikki Bella. Can she walk out of the chamber though? And now a matchup that is bound to be very, very physical. Bronson Reed, big Bronson Reed, makes his way down to the ring. This man has certainly had a great 2024, 2025, certainly some big matchups there. He is looking to take that next step. He's been anything from $1 million champion to intercontinental champion, but he wants more. He wants championship gold. and Nick Aldis putting him in part of this Elimination Chamber. If he defeats AJ Styles, you gotta believe Bronson Reed may be a favorite to win that, because having him inside of that chamber, I mean, couldn't ask for a better situation for that big man. This could be the opportunity Bronson Reed desperately needs in his career. A breakout moment for sure for Bronson Reed as he looks to continue to climb the rankings here in all of WWE. He wants to be the top guy, the top man, but he's going to have to go through a man that has carried this business for a very long time, has accomplished so much here in Universe Mode, and that is AJ Styles. And look at AJ Styles. He has the whole group of the Judgment Day outside here with him. So you got Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, all coming out for AJ Styles. And certainly, you got to figure it's going to be the same for Finn Balor later on tonight when he takes on Uncle Howdy. They want all the numbers to be in their favor. And do you blame them? I mean, the better chances of getting that matchup where it's a Judgment Day versus John Cena, the chances of a Judgment Day winner at WrestleMania, you got to figure it's favored if it's AJ Styles or Finn Balor or whoever it is. And also to briefly bring up Dominic Mysterio. Dominic, he's a part of the Intercontinental Championship Elimination Chamber match coming up in just a couple days' time. So, this could be a massive night once again. But I feel like I say that a bunch over the months and years for the Judgment Day. I feel like I've said that a lot. Be like, oh, hey, this could be a big moment, and then there's a huge letdown. So we'll see how it fares at the Elimination Chamber, but, at least we'll see how this matchup fares. Bronson Reed looks like he's ready. AJ Styles ready and focused. Here we go. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. Collar elbow tie-up, feeling out process here from both men. And look at Styles overpowering Bronson Reed. And now Bronson Reed and Styles will do another collar elbow tie-up, and Styles getting the upper hand here early. And a little bit of a cheap shot. Styles, he's living up to the moniker of what the Judgment Day wants him to do. Obviously, if you guys are new to my Universe Mode here in WWE, there was months and months ago where we had Styles. He didn't really have too much going on. Finn Balor wanted Styles to join the Judgment Day. Styles did not do that. So it would lead up to a series of matches. They would have one more match where Finn Balor, if he defeated AJ Styles would join the Judgment Day. If Finn Balor lost, he would be out of the Judgment Day. Well, obviously, you know what happened. Styles lost, and he joined the Judgment Day. And in Styles' contract now, he has to listen to Finn Balor. And if he doesn't, he will be fired from the brand that he is on. Wait a minute. Thought maybe a submission hold here. So, it seems like Styles is living up to what everyone in the Judgment Day wants him to do. And certainly having Styles a part of the success, quote-unquote, what they want, certainly will do everything they need as a Pele kick takes down the big man Bronson Reed. I'll be curious if AJ Styles is able to hit him with a Styles Clash, or, with the weight difference between both men, if, would that be an issue? Look at Styles. Look at it make easy. Oh, but Bronson Reed gets out of it. Oh, and attacks that left knee. Could we see a tsunami tonight here on Smackdown? You never know, but, Bronson Reed's got to be very careful with Balor, Mysterio, McDonough all at ringside. And now Bronson Reed with almost like a Walls of Jericho type of maneuver there, but Styles able to get out of it. And certainly, I don't even think Styles needs the Judgment Day here at ringside, but, probably wasn't a choice of his. Styles now, big arm drag takedown. That looked like that was pretty easy with a nice moonsault. Pinfall opportunity hook of the leg, but just a 1 count. Matchup will continue. As Styles trying to roll him up. Here we go. Got a calf killer. But referee is right there. The long legs of Bronson Reed able to touch the bottom rope, or at least get underneath it. As look at Styles, has him up. Styles has him up, making it look so easy. I believe that's called a Death Valley driver, dropping him right on his head there. And Styles continuing to get the upper hand. And so, of course, as soon as I say that, hold on, cradle, right now, this could be it. No. And now off the ropes, here comes Bronson Reed with that running senton. And now Mysterio just taking that top turnbuckle off. Was that senton enough? Ooh, that was really close, though. And Mysterio getting involved. The referee was looking at him quite a long time, but he must have not seen him. And now Bronson Reed with a back suplex, folding him in half. And now, who's getting involved? Dominic Mysterio once again. And Bronson Reed trying to put him in his place right now. And Dominic's like, it wasn't even me. Styles from behind, gonna look to make him pay, but Bronson Reed able to see it coming. And now the big man, Bronson Reed, drops him right on his head. Can you imagine how the Judgment Day are going to feel if AJ Styles fails to qualify to be in this Elimination Chamber? As Bronson Reed with the hook of the leg, shoulders are down. 2. Ooh, 2.5. The matchup will continue. Bronson Reed is going to have to continue to scratch and claw as he attacks that left knee. Styles, obviously earlier on tonight, went for that calf killer. Didn't have enough time to really sink it in due to the rope break called by the referee. So I'm not too sure if, attacking it again, it's going to loosen it up, but, not as much damage. Here we go, Styles again with the hook of the leg. Referee is right there. 2. Ooh, 2.5. Back and forth we go. Styles now trying to go for another pinfall. He's probably feeling a little desperate right now. Trying to do everything in his power. Reed just continues to kick out every single time. And now Styles. He's looking for a back suplex on the hardest part of the apron. Oh my goodness. That is not going to be feeling too good. As now Styles working on that left knee. That left knee right in front of the announce table. As the rest of the Judgment Day watch on here. And I think you got to believe Styles believes that this is the right time to go after those legs and maybe set up that calf killer like he was trying to earlier on tonight. Once again, Bronson Reed just getting hit with maneuvers, just getting hit with one step ahead of every time that he was trying to set something up. As now Styles, reversal. Let's see if he connects, and as he does, nice standing drop kick. I'd be very impressed if Styles would be able to hit like a phenomenal forearm, or even something like this. A pump up Styles clash hits on Bronson Reed. The adrenaline throwing through Styles. Oh my goodness. 2.9. How is Bronson Reed moving? There is no way. I honestly don't know how Reed is moving. That was a phenomenal, no point intended, Styles clash. It just was not enough. And now Styles now going to go for a neck breaker. Absolutely vicious. Right now all the momentum is going, well, of course, I jinxed him, but all the momentum wasn't in his favor until Bronson Reed decides to start throwing guys around. But now Finn Balor, the leader of the Judgment Day, getting involved here. And just like that, Styles is able to get back right in this matchup. This is the type of matchup that, obviously Judgment Day, they want the numbers advantage every single time. And there's in a singles matchup, in the singles capacity, it works at least tonight. But let's say Finn Balor and AJ Styles, both of them get into the chamber. They're going to have to work together. Because if they don't, they're not both walking out of that chamber, because they're not going to be able to have the rest of the Judgment Day in said match. As Bronson Reed again drops him right on his head. Is that enough for Reed this second time? 2. No, 2.5. Reed cannot believe it, and Reed's all fired up here. Gonna go for the pinfall. Oh, wait a minute. He's looking to steal one here, but no, just a 2. Just a 1 count, pardon me. And now Bronson Reed getting a little, maybe pissed off, as Reed now with a running sit-out powerbomb. folds Styles in half. And now it's JD McDonough's turn to get involved. Bronson Reed telling him to stay out of his business. Take his big head somewhere else. As Styles now getting involved once again here. And now, oh, nice back suplex. Looking to pick up a massive victory. 2. No, 2.5. The matchup continues. Who is going to be able to walk out victorious? Uh-oh. Styles is in the landing zone. Tsunami! Tsunami to the midsection. Is this it? 2, 3, and it is. No AJ Styles inside of the chamber. And that leaves Finn Balor all by himself, possibly if he's able to defeat Uncle Howdy. Despite having 3 members of the Judgment Day, Styles cannot defeat Bronson Reed. This is literally a massive, no point intended, a massive win for the career of Bronson Reed. This man has defeated a lot of big name superstars in his career, and certainly adding a man as accomplished as AJ Styles only adds more, and especially to get him inside of a Elimination Chamber does a lot of things for that man. So now you have Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Braun Breaker, and now Bronson Reed. That certainly is a star-studded matchup. And could you imagine Bronson Reed on top of one of those cell cages, the chamber pods, and hitting a tsunami on like a Cody Rhodes or CM Punk or Braun Breaker? Like that, that is something to possibly happen from Bronson Reed. Big win though, nonetheless, for Bronson Reed. AJ Styles with that suplex, he thought maybe be able to steal one there, but you know, not able to, leading to a tsunami. Just taking all the breath out of Styles, and now the Judgment Day have to regroup. Finn Balor has to get ready for Uncle Howdy in just a little bit. But now we move on, ladies and gentlemen, to Victoria takes on Kairi Sane. She is not that lady to mess with. Victoria is here on Smackdown. She looks to be in phenomenal shape, ladies and gentlemen. She is here on Smackdown, and she has a big-time opportunity literally in her sights. She defeats Kairi Sane tonight, she'll be locked inside of Elimination Chamber. And I honestly think Victoria inside of the chamber is not a good thing for the rest of the women if that were to happen. But if Kairi Sane were to win against Victoria, that puts 2 members of the Kabuki Warriors inside of that chamber, meaning Asuka or Kairi Sane could very well be next in line for that women's championship. As here comes the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane making her way down to the ring for this big-time opportunity. We saw Nikki Bella pick up a win earlier on tonight over Alexa Bliss, as there is Asuka and Kairi Sane. It was Asuka, the one that sent the attack on Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss a couple weeks ago, leading to the next week on SmackDown. Io Sky was addressing that situation backstage, saying, "Hey, I did not do that. It wasn't me." And well, come to find out, it was Asuka that launched the attack, sending herself and Kairi Sane to do that. And well, Asuka, when she confronted Io Sky about it, and you know that twist where Asuka's the one that did it, Asuka would put Io Sky through a table multiple times and just absolutely beat her down. So it's just a damn shame to even see that happen, but you know, it's a different side of the Kabuki Warriors that you're going to see from now on. And Asuka being inside of that chamber is going to be ever dangerous as it's going to be. And we'll see if she adds Kairi Sane into that matchup. Victoria's going to have to be careful tonight with Asuka being at ringside. Referee rings the bell. Here we go, and now Victoria coming right out of the gate, coming right after Kairi Sane. Oh my goodness. Strength and power. You can already see the size difference between Victoria and Kairi Sane. Obviously, size does not matter all the time inside of a ring, ladies and gentlemen, but, you know, sometimes it does. You know, you're looking at your opponent and they're just standing over you. It's like, dang, like, okay, little, maybe not scary, but just like a little sense of like, holy crap, I'm in for a world of hurt possibly. But if, you know, Kairi Sane can continue to keep in it as Asuka already get involved, Victoria should not. That's the problem in these matches, having managers at ringside, and Victoria should know that. But I guess it depends on how much, for how long Victoria has watched recently of how Asuka and Kairi Sane have been. It's rolling outside the ring. Asuka getting involved here. If she strikes Victoria, then obviously not only would she be ejected, but it would be a disqualification, and Victoria would be heading to the Elimination Chamber. And certainly Asuka wants to be that woman, to be the one that wins the Elimination Chamber so she can face off and take that women's championship away from her former colleague, that being the women's champion, Io Sky. Io Sky winning the women's championship recently there at the Royal Rumble, knocking off Nikki Cross of the Wyatt Six. Competitive matchup. Io Sky showing you, though, why she's one of the better wrestlers in all of not only WWE, but in all of professional wrestling. Referee grabbing that chair, going to toss it back outside there so no one gets hit with that potentially. It's now Kairi Sane with a hard Irish whip off the ropes. Now looking, almost looking to run right through with that forearm. Now Victoria with a big time scoop slam. And coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, for the men's side of things, Finn Balor will be back out here in mere moments as he takes on Uncle Howdy as an arm bar here, trying to destroy the shoulder socket of Kairi Sane, but now she's going to hit her with a head scissors twist, taking her down. Nice block there from Victoria. And could you imagine Kairi Sane as well in the Elimination Chamber? She hitting like an insane elbow from one of those chamber pods. That would be a massive moment as well. We got a 2 count. And a big kick out though. As she's able to get that 2 at least off that spear, but still just seeing the ability as, wait a minute, Victoria has her up. Bam, what a side slam. That spinning side slam. Is that enough? Oh, so close. 2.5. Victoria thought she had her. A little bit more, Victoria, and you'll be going to the Elimination Chamber. And now Victoria, is she going to look for Widow's Peak here tonight? Bam! Right there. That is not going to be feeling too good. Pinfall opportunity. 2. Oh, I was ready to say 3, but Kairi Sane stays in the matchup. How in the heck is she still in this match? Victoria. 2-handed chokeslam, maybe? Bam! Absolutely vicious. And now Victoria, she's not allowing Kairi Sane to wait. Look at the moonsault. Beautiful moonsault. So I believe the referee is talking to Asuka, or maybe he's just, or the referee's just fixing that top rope. Yes, he is. Asuka telling him, hey, I wasn't involved here. As now Kairi Sane looking to steal a victory here. Middle of the ring, nowhere to go. And now Victoria able to get out of it. Ooh, just like that, a stiff lariat puts down Kairi Sane. And now Victoria with a nice leg drop off that top rope. Okay, a little trash talk into a nice standing moonsault. And just like that sign ahead, right to the right of that referee saying, you still got it. Victoria definitely does got it. And now going to go for another 2-handed choke slam here. Throwing her right down. Almost like a 2-handed choke slam spine buster of sorts. Whatever you'd like to call it. Highly effective. It's a nice jumping DDT. Takes down Kairi Sane. And now, from the second rope, nice moonsault from Victoria. Looking like her younger self out here. Looking like an absolute unit. As now Victoria looking to put this matchup away. Kairi Sane in a bad predicament. Down goes Kairi Sane once again. Pinfall. 1, 2. Oh, almost a 3. How did Kairi Sane again? That's the second time. I mean, referee probably could have said that was a rope break because Victoria did have one of her feet underneath the bottom rope, so technically you could call that a rope break of sorts. Nice reversal from Kairi Sane. Looked like she was trying to go for a moonsault, or at least something off the ropes. Didn't work out in her favor because Victoria was trying to do something to her. Look at Kairi Sane. Oh, look at that. It's just tougher when you have a taller opponent to hit those maneuvers, but Kairi Sane was able to hit it. It is now Kairi Sane. Insane elbow right there to Victoria. And now, do you think she goes for the pinfall? She does. Referee is in position. Shoulders are down. 2. No, 2.5. Gotta do a little bit more damage, does Kairi Sane here. Now she's going to choke her out while the referee is fixing that top rope. And now Kairi Sane going to that place right now. Ooh, and hits her with a spear. A devastating spear. The referee didn't see it. 1, 2. No, 2.5. Multiple false finishes in this match. Who wants to go on to the Elimination Chamber? Something has to give. And now Victoria looks like she wants to end it. Here we go. Bam! Spinning side slam. And now Victoria, is she looking for a third Widow's Peak in this matchup? She's hit it twice. Number 3 will look just as nice as a pinfall. Hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3. Victoria, welcome back to WWE, and welcome Victoria to the Elimination Chamber. We've seen Nikki Bella get herself in the matchup, and now Victoria in the matchup. So that leaves Rhea Ripley, Asuka, AJ Lee, Nikki Bella, and now Victoria. The crowd, the star-studded crowd in this matchup continues to grow, and we're going to see in the main event, it's either going to be the man or a juggernaut joining the crowd. It's going to be a massive main event, I can tell you for sure. Kairi Sane, that inside elbow was the best opportunity. Asuka kept getting involved, trying to do everything in her power to get Kairi Sane to join her at Elimination Chamber, but just it was not enough tonight to try to take down the woman you don't want to mess with, and that being Victoria. Big reversal leads to this big time maneuver, that spinning side slam right there, and big version, I believe it's what is called the Widow's Peak, has her up third time in this matchup, and bam, knockout blow leads to a 1, 2, 3, and Victoria, hope you had tickets to Perth, because if you didn't, you better hurry up and purchase them, because you are heading to the Elimination Chamber. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to figure out, for the men's side of things, who is the last member of the Elimination Chamber match. First 2 matches tonight on the men's side of things, we saw Logan Paul defeat Damian Priest, as well as Bronson Reed picking up a big win over the Judgment Day's AJ Styles. And now Finn Balor is accompanied to the ring by JD McDonough. Surprised you don't see maybe Dominic Mysterio joining the group for this matchup. Certainly with the numbers game, certainly want to do their best to do just that, but maybe Finn Balor allowing AJ Styles to recuperate, maybe Dominic Mysterio staying back there with him after eating that tsunami. Certainly maybe need a man back there just to be sure. But I mean, you have Liv and Raquel back there as well, holding down things, so we'll see. As talking briefly about Liv and Raquel losing those tag team titles to Bianca and Jade Cargill. So certainly a new women's tag team champions. We'll see how long Bianca and Jade can be the tag team champions, and certainly with the build up to WrestleMania, you never know what that women's tag team match will look like heading into WrestleMania, since WrestleMania is 2 nights. as we now wait for Uncle Howdy to make himself known. Could you imagine the story you could get out of Uncle Howdy here? He wins tonight, gets himself inside of the Elimination Chamber. He defeats 5 other guys, and then he goes to WrestleMania to face off with John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship. Defeats John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship. Because if you guys do remember, I believe it was WrestleMania 30? Yes, WrestleMania 30. Bray Wyatt versus John Cena. John Cena defeats Bray Wyatt. Could be a big story that comes about. Full story. Obviously, Bray Wyatt no longer with us, unfortunately, but that story could come right around with Uncle Howdy being the man that retires John Cena. But certainly, Uncle Howdy, you have to do it one step at a time. You got Dexter Lumis, you got Joe Gacy, you got Eric Rowan, you got Nikki Cross, the former women's champion. She cashed in to become champion, defeating Jade Cargill. Would hold it for a little bit before ultimately losing recently to Io Sky. But just the eeriness of the Wyatt Six, you can feel it in the air. There's been some rumors about getting these guys into the tag team division, having their goals set, taking those tag team championships to their side. Because right now, Motor City Machine Guns, they have not had a challenger step up to the plate. Could the Wyatt Six be next in line? Very well could be. But it looks like we're ready, ladies and gentlemen. Finn Balor, Uncle Howdy, live next. Referee ringing the bell. Here we go, in a sling blade to kick us off right away. And maybe Finn Balor will use that anger from AJ Styles losing just a little bit ago to get himself a victory, to get himself inside of the chamber. And what if Finn Balor loses? What does that look like for the Judgment Day? Certainly, obviously just losing the tag team titles. There's so much going on inside of the Elimination Chamber matches that you just don't know what's going to go on. As now Finn Balor with a roll through, but there is a rope break. This has been all Finn Balor early on. This is what Balor needs to do against the ever dangerous Uncle Howdy. Nice headbutt there from Uncle Howdy, trying to bring the pace. And talking about some of the matches for Smackdown, really looking forward to the men's Intercontinental Championship match. Sheamus has to defend against 5 other just big names in that matchup. I mean, if you look at the match, for what we're gonna see there live in that matchup, it just there's so much, I would say, potential in that matchup. So in the men's side of things, you have Sheamus defending it against the following: Penta, Carmelo Hayes, Dominic Mysterio, Ilya Dragunov, and Chad Gable. Those are just massive names in that matchup, and certainly Sheamus is going to be in for a world of not only hurt, but inside of a chamber, anything can happen. You don't know what number Sheamus is getting in the matchup, and same for the rest of the guys. So Sheamus may draw number 1, he may draw number 6, he may, obviously any number, it's going to be tough. As Finn Balor now in connection is McDonough rubbing it in the face of Uncle Howdy's group here, the Wyatt Six. And right now, Finn Balor bringing that dominance. You've seen what Finn Balor has been capable of in WWE before, and he's right there as, oh my goodness, Uncle Howdy running right through Balor. Just when you thought maybe Finn Balor was on his way to getting himself inside the chamber, Uncle Howdy's like, okay, let's turn it down a little bit. And now Howdy with almost like a Coquita clutch, almost a sleeper hold of sorts, trying to put down Finn Balor. Balor doing everything in his possibility to get himself out of it, and he does. And now we're back to an even ball game briefly as Uncle Howdy takes down Finn Balor. Oh, big kick to the head. That will stun Uncle Howdy. And I believe there's a little bit of blood coming out of the mask of Uncle Howdy. Uh-oh. Setting up for that drop kick into the corner. Bam! And now that means Uncle Howdy's in the landing zone. Balor, though, believes he has enough to put him away, though, in just a 2.5. Uncle Howdy has to be very careful being in the quote-unquote landing zone of Finn Balor. Balor has won so many matches over the years with that coup de grace. And now Uncle Howdy with a cradle roll-up here. Oh, just a 1 count. Uncle Howdy doing everything in his power to certainly do that. And oh, look at that, choking Finn Balor. He does have a 5 count to do that, but certainly probably not the best idea. You never know how fast the referee count is. Ooh, big reversal into a drop kick, turning Uncle Howdy inside out. And now McDonough getting involved here, looking to take that top turnbuckle off. And now referee doing his job. He saw it right away. Gonna hit a quick scoop slam, Balor does. And now into the landing zone. Finn Balor has him up. Oh no, he's not looking to hit the coup de grace just yet. Oh, he's going for the standing coup de grace. Could you imagine a standing coup de grace? I don't know if I've ever seen a standing coup de grace. But now Finn Balor toying with Uncle Howdy. I don't think that's the best idea to do. And now Finn Balor, what is he setting up here? Springboard, drop kick, no, it misses. But he rolls out the way. Uncle Howdy, though, with a clothesline. Uncle Howdy's setting him up. What is he thinking? Is he thinking Sister Abigail, maybe? Yes, he does. Sister Abigail. Out of nowhere. 1, 2, no, 2.5. But it keeps him in the matchup. He didn't get the win, but it slowly, surely keeps him in the matchup. It makes the matchup go a little bit longer and keeps Finn Balor off pace. Now Balor tossing him into the corner. Uh-oh, we saw this earlier on tonight. Balor again going to look for that drop kick into the corner, and it connects. And now Balor going to look for the coup de grace he missed earlier on tonight. Will this one work? Coup de grace right to the ribs of Uncle Howdy. Pinfall, shoulders are down, hook of the leg. 1, 2, no, 2.5. The matchup continues. Big time opportunity for both men. Certainly could change how Judgment Day go about things, and same thing could be said about the Wyatt 6. And now Finn Balor drop kicking him right in the face. That ain't gonna be feeling good. There's another collar elbow tie up. Finn Balor a bit faster, connects with that big time scoop slam. Finn Balor gonna go for another coup de grace, maybe. No, he will not. But this time around, Uncle Howdy stirring up to his feet. Axe handle. Uncle Howdy trying to roll out the ring, but Finn Balor not going to allow him to really do much of anything. That's, oh goodness, right on the hardest part of the apron. And if you're Balor, you gotta get out of this quickly. Uncle Howdy's very dangerous here at ringside. Big heavy punches. Here comes Finn Balor, big sling blade. Takes down Mr. Uncle Howdy. And now Balor tosses him back inside the ring. Uncle Howdy is in trouble here, where you do not want to be in this position facing off with a dangerous man like Finn Balor. Both men are very dangerous, but we've all seen how accomplished Finn Balor has been in his career. A lot more accomplished than Uncle Howdy here. But tonight could be the start of something different, especially for Uncle Howdy. Howdy building up some speed. Off the ropes. Finn Balor. Oh, goodness. That is shades of Bray Wyatt to a T right there for Uncle Howdy. And hit him with a good old-fashioned Russian leg sweep. As this matchup quickly continues, ladies and gentlemen, oh, wait a minute. Finn Balor doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do, and he gets hit with a spear. A spear out of nowhere. Pinfall opportunity 2. No, 2.5. But to quickly go back to my train of thought, ladies and gentlemen, talking about in just mere moments, we are close to the main event, as it will be Becky Lynch, the Women's Intercontinental Champion, taking on Jordynne Grace, where the winner will be the last woman a part of the Elimination Chamber. Finn Balor hit that vicious elbow to the midsection. We'll see if that's enough to advance. And it is. Finn Balor, the Prince, gets the job done here tonight over Uncle Howdy. It seemed like Howdy had the best opportunity late. Just Finn Balor, just the better man here tonight. And that officially makes this crowd kind of a shock and awe. They were hoping Uncle Howdy would be in it. But now you got Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Braun Breaker. You also have Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, and Finn Balor. I don't know who walks out of that. I mean, do you want to see Cody and Cena? Do you want to see Cody and Punk? Do you want to see Braun Breaker and Cena again? You know, Logan Paul, Cena? I mean, a lot of people probably wouldn't want to see that. Bronson Reed and Cena would be a brutal matchup for Cena, but he's dealt with big dudes all of his career. And then Finn Balor and John Cena. What is the retirement match for John Cena? We will find out at the Elimination Chamber. Whoever it is surely in for a match of a lifetime. But Finn Balor outlasts Uncle Howdy tonight with this vicious maneuver. A reverse DDT elbow right to the chest. It was enough to knock off Uncle Howdy. And Finn Balor is going to Perth, Australia. Hopefully he's got his tickets around because he's going to Australia. But up next, it is your main event. Becky Lynch and Jordynne Grace. It is main event time here tonight, live on Friday Night Smackdown. It is the Juggernaut, Jordynne Grace, gets herself an opportunity of a lifetime as she takes on the Women's Intercontinental Champion. The Smackdown debut recently of Jordynne Grace, where she came up a bit short against Nikki Bella. It was one hell of a matchup. It just came down to who executed the moves better at the end, and Becky Lynch certainly watched on as Nikki Bella defeated Jordynne Grace. But tonight, Becky Lynch is certainly in for a rude awakening, I believe. This is a massive moment for Jordynne Grace. One hell of a superstar, not only on the microphone, but in this ring. We've briefly been able to see it here on SmackDown. It's only going to get better from here. And I believe she could carry a division. And you could honestly start a division with Jordynne Grace, honestly. As here comes the man, Becky Lynch. And there she is, the Women's Intercontinental Champion. She is a two-time Women's Royal Rumble winner. Big win for big-time Bex. And not only for Becky Lynch, she has chosen a member of the Four Horsewomen, that being Charlotte Flair. Becky and Charlotte, that goes way, way back. And it comes back to a head coming up here at WrestleMania. But now, since she's still on SmackDown, right now as a contracted superstar, she is still in hold of the Intercontinental Championship here on SmackDown, and she gets herself a massive opportunity here tonight. She could be going to Perth, Australia to be inside of that said chamber. Jessica Carr rings the match up. The match is official, and we're starting off with a collar elbow tie-up. Jordynne Grace getting the upper hand early on here, working on that shoulder blade as much as possible. And, ever since Survivor Series, we've seen this new version of Becky Lynch, where she's only caring about herself. She believes she's the one that should be getting opportunities and not everybody else, and she's just sick of being stepped over and all these other excuses, it really sounds like, from Becky Lynch. And not only did she defeat Rhea Ripley to become the Women's Intercontinental Champion at the Royal Rumble, she won the Royal Rumble. So not only is she an Intercontinental Champion, she's going on to WrestleMania, to main event WrestleMania against Charlotte Flair, against someone she really knows quite well. She could have easily picked Io Sky, but Becky Lynch, she wanted someone that could test her more, and I guess someone that she's comfortable with in the terms of, you know, they've had that friend and foe situation for a very long time, and, you know, Becky Lynch believes that, you know, Charlotte she's only a top woman here in WWE just because of her last name, because she was born into the business, unlike Becky Lynch that had to scratch and claw, according to Becky Lynch. So, you know, we're going to see Becky and Charlotte at WrestleMania. We'll see if Becky gets a part of this Elimination Chamber matchup. It's a nice arm drag takedown there from Jordynne Grace into a headlock. And this is what you love about some of these matches. You have a lot of feeling out processes between the men and the women, and just especially if they don't know each other so well. And now push off the ropes here. Jordynne Grace going for a shoulder tackle. Didn't work out, but Grace is still able to get the upper hand. And Grace telling the crowd to fire her up and telling Lynch to get up to her feet as well. What is Jordynne Grace gonna do here? She tosses her into the corner. Gonna build up some speed. Grace with a spear into the corner. Absolutely vicious. And now here comes Jordynne Grace with a side backbreaker. I thought she was going to go with a sidewalk slam, but it seems like she's going with a sidewalk backbreaker. Certainly loosening up that lower back for the Juggernaut to take it apart here possibly. But a big jawbreaker stuns Jordynne Grace. Back and forth we go. And oh, nice arm drag reversal takedown there of Miss Jordynne Grace. Like we said, Jordynne Grace, you know, she looked very well against Nikki Bella, recently. But, you know, having a woman that's even more accomplished here in Universe Mode, this is a testing moment for Jordynne Grace. If she can last in the ring with Becky Lynch and walk out with a victory, that does wonders for her. But if she can survive this matchup and, let's say, Becky Lynch barely walks out the winner, I mean, sometimes a loss is better than a win sometimes. And you guys are probably wondering, well, that doesn't make sense. Well, it does in wrestling sometimes, because sometimes, you know, a win doesn't do as much as a loss. You know, it's hard to explain sometimes, but it does help more sometimes than others. It's now a disarmer, but Jordynne Grace very close to the ropes. Not too much damage was done there. Now Becky Lynch looking to finish Jordynne Grace here. Now from behind, big axe handle, just enough to take her down. And now Becky Lynch here looking to put away Jordynne Grace with the big time Beck's bottom. Is that enough? 1, 2, oh, 2.9. That should have been it. It was not. Grace showing you the fight that she has left in her. Ooh, vicious neck breaker there. And right now, Jordynne Grace has to figure out something quickly, because right now the man is having a plan, and right now she is on cloud 9. And now Jordynne Grace setting her up. Let's see what she has in store. Uh-oh. From the second rope. Bam! Vicious. Oh my goodness, what a splash from the corner. Those ribs are not going to be feeling too good for Becky Lynch as she continues to scratch and claw here. And see what Becky needs to do to slow down Grace. And well, that's certainly a way to do it. Loosen up those arms for a possible disarmer. And uh-oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought for a minute she was going to go for the figure 4, but now this is a different submission hold here. Becky Lynch sending a message here to Charlotte Flair that she can pull out submissions just as well. Can you imagine if Becky pulled out the figure 4 tonight and made Jordynne Grace tap out, being like, hey, I can do this just as good as you, if not better. If you guys are just tuning in, this is your main event of this edition of SmackDown. This is the go-home edition of Friday Night SmackDown. This is to determine the very last woman in the said Elimination Chamber matchup where the winner will go on to face off with Io Sky for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. And Becky Lynch has already got a guaranteed matchup at WrestleMania, but it very well could get herself another matchup, possibly down the road. Pinfall opportunity. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, Grace almost had it. Imagine if Becky Lynch, she could be facing Charlotte and Io Sky at WrestleMania. How crazy would that be? As a suicide dive from Jordynne Grace, the Juggernaut, getting herself as much as she can here as she gets hit with a drop kick, or not drop kick, but a reversal. And oh man, can you imagine? You know, not only women's world champion, women's champion as well, and maybe she's still intercontinental champion. She'd be 3 belts Becky. How crazy would that be? You know, if you think Becky Lynch is cocky, confident now, we would never ever hear the end of it. There's a big time power bomb there from Becky Lynch. Or to Becky Lynch, but now Becky Lynch with a jawbreaker. And now both women going back and forth here. Highly contested matchup between both women. They know each other in this matchup. It feels for a very long time. They are just continuing to go at it. And now both women trying to go right into the announce table. It's more of a feeling out process. That time it worked. And now a full Nelson tailbone breaker right there. That doesn't going to be feeling too good. Is now Jordynne Grace back inside the ring, and she realizes she has to get the job done inside of that very ring. And now she's like, okay, hey, I can't wait too long. I gotta grab her real quick and toss her back inside the ring here. So, oh, look at this. A military press over the head. Press slam here. Bam, man. Becky Lynch is going to be feeling that one for sure. And now Jordynne Grace, what is she thinking? Going to toss her back inside the ring, looking to put the final touches of this match away. Jordynne Grace, are you going to Elimination Chamber? 1, 2. Oh, so close, 2.5. Grace thought she had enough. This is where you hit another powerful maneuver. And I think it could be honestly all she wrote. Depends on what Grace wants to hit, though. Oh, big haymaker right to the midsection. Big reversal from Jordynne Grace. Now Grace, she already hit this once. She's going to do it twice. Pinfall. No pinfall. Becky Lynch is busted wide open. Pinfall now. Referee is in position. 2. No, Lynch kicks out. And even with that big time maneuver, it busted open Becky Lynch. And now Lynch is in trouble here. The Juggernaut is getting even stronger, it seems. Oh, but Lynch, the man, she keeps herself in this matchup a little bit. And probably that taste of blood certainly may have awoken the man here tonight. And look at those chops across the chest. Becky Lynch now gonna go for a scoop slam. No, Jordynne Grace with an impaling DDT spikes her on her head. Back and forth you go. And now looking for a disarmer. 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 To Jordynne Grace. Can she grab the bottom rope? Becky Lynch. Can she make Grace tap out? She was so close. But Becky Lynch walks out victorious, and she is the last woman inside of the Elimination Chamber. I hate to say this, but Becky Lynch has to be one of the favorites inside of that Elimination Chamber. And if that happens, Becky Lynch may not only be getting herself a main event of WrestleMania, she very well could be challenging for the Women's Championship as well if she walks out of Elimination Chamber. And she's still Intercontinental Champion. There is so much going on for Becky Lynch, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? This could be one of the greatest couple months span in WWE history for Becky Lynch. I thought Jordynne Grace was going to walk out victorious. She has been on her ball game, almost defeating Nikki Bella, almost defeating Becky Lynch. She is so close. This Becky Lynch able to dig down deep after being busted open the second time around, and it just so much. This right here, bust open Becky Lynch. It was not enough to put her away. Just continue to scratch and claw the disarmer. Look how close Grace's hand is to the bottom rope. This was not enough, and Becky Lynch, just like that, is dominating WWE on Raw and Smackdown. This might be the era. Back in business for Becky Lynch. Hey Becky, up here on the Titron. Just wanted to, not rain on your parade, but I wanted to inform you that you will be defending your Women's Intercontinental Championship inside of an Elimination Chamber, and completely different chamber match. So it's at the Elimination Chamber in just a couple days' time. You will defend your Intercontinental Championship against Liv Morgan, Jordynne Grace, Ivy Nile, Maxine Dupree, and Michin. Good luck, champ.